Hello, dear colleagues. My name is Mohamed Youssef. I'm Associate Professor in the Department of Urban Planning, Faculty of Urban and Regional Planning, Cairo University in Egypt. My research is land uses integration in revitalization of heritage urban sites with application of FOA city as a case study. This research is searching for the importance of land use integration within the revitalization and heritage areas. The research discusses the importance of land uses by using empirical examples to understand its value within the revitalization process. As we know, heritage areas are important within the city economic context because it represent cultural and economic added values to urban areas' growth and prosperity. Some certain policies of revitalizations take into consideration the importance of land uses within the process. These policies, such as regeneration and rehabilitation policies. Literature indicates that with integrating land uses in the process has a great impact on the overall process of revitalization of heritage area. Literature indicates that by giving attention and enough analysis of the sort of land uses allocation in the development process is in most of the regeneration area usually increases the social, environmental, and economic outputs. And in heritage areas specifically, the land uses are important to reflect the identity and cultural issues. And in addition, it addresses why land uses integration is essential in general urban regeneration and specifically in heritage urban areas revitalization. For example, land uses like handcrafts and manual work, tourist, recreational, cultural land uses notably are recommended in revitalization process. And in the opposite side, unsuitable land uses such as noisy workshops, storages, retail commercials decreases the economic values of the heritage area, and if not controlled during the revitalization process can have negative impacts. Many heritage sites faces deterioration due to the spread of these unsuitable land uses, in addition to building regulations and land use zoning ordinance regulations. Let me say that the keystone of the integrating suitable land uses is controlling land use zoning ordinance through revitalization process. The research methodology adopted two methods to check the research goals. First is the comparison analysis through comparing two heritage international best practice heritage areas. Case 1, the Heritage Center of Asfahan City in Iran. Case 2, the Old Heritage Area of Liverpool City, United Kingdom. The second method is conducting an expert questionnaire to measure the impact of land uses and activities integration in revitalization process of heritage area. The sort of questions such as what kind of activities and land uses should be included in revitalization process, what is important elements of land uses aspects are needed, and is the role of land use in the process is essential for revitalization or not. The data collection of this research is concentrated on the data of land use distribution areas for Asfahan and Liverpool, and these data indicate certain spatial pattern in both cities in terms of land uses. For instance, recreational, handcrafts, and tourists land use are concentrated in certain spines around historical sites in Asfahan due to the project approach policy such like rehabilitation of the historical areas or historical buildings only. Number 2, while in Liverpool, the nature of regeneration process focuses on the maximization of land use allocation on the whole city center. Number 3, the cultural and the reuse land in Liverpool case represents over 25% of land use, while bazaar and tourist shops represents of land uses in heritage spines in Asfahan. The rest of Asfahan area still has unsuitable land uses due to the concentration of the land uses in historical areas. It can be concluded that in Asfahan city, land uses are concentrated around the historical buildings only due to the UNESCO approach of restoration of the historical buildings only, while in Liverpool, the regeneration process covered the whole heritage area in the old city center. The UNESCO approach in Asfahan is very clear on the pictures that its main purpose is to restore the old Islamic visual and physical image of the Islamic city. In Liverpool, the UNESCO approach is very different because it has a regeneration process with the historical buildings and mix it with a new modern buildings in the regeneration process. The expert questionnaire results reveal that over 75% of the experts indicate that land uses is a key element in revitalization process. Number two, using mixed land uses policies are essential in heritage area, and over 75% agree that removal of the unsuitable land uses is a key to revitalization process. In addition, the importance of focusing on the cultural handicraft activities is a must for revitalization. Also, the questionnaire indicates that over 85% agreed on land uses integration in revitalization process in heritage areas, and it should be adapted in the overall methodology, and it's essential for the economic and cultural and environmental outputs of the project. The city has a unique architectural and urban heritage area. This area is concentrated on the old center with over 27 historical buildings. The city suffered poor urban conditions today, decrease of heritage-oriented land uses, and environmental issues influence the image of the overall heritage area. Plus, vehicle and pedestrian movement integration is neglected so far. On the light of research results, some recommendation can be concluded to the process of FOA revitalization, such as number one, encourage the handicrafts and heritage activities in the old center, redesign of urban spaces around historical buildings, removal of unsuitable land uses such as cars, workshop, and small pollutant and industries, using land uses to re-visualize image of the old heritage center, urban planning of the circulation passes for limitation of vehicle usage, and it's pedestrian oriented, especially in the historical passes, and allocation of suitable land uses on these passes that it's very essential for the revitalization process. Thank you very much, and and thank you for listening. Thanks.